again, everyone. This is Artisan Loom here. I'm here to bring you my latest design I'm going to do a tutorial for, and that is for the stone pathway. And I just absolutely love this so much, and I guess a lot of other people have as well. The colors in here I absolutely love. I love this octopus bands. I just wish they were a tad thicker than that. They're pretty thin, a little bit hard to get to straighten the bands out, but I just think it just is a lovely design. So I'm going to show you how to do this design, and I'm going to use some different colors and a different charm. I'm going to probably put a bumblebee charm on it. Okay, so this is a 7-pin bar design, and this is the setup for it. You have your 1st and your 7th at the same height, and then you're going to go up for your 2nd through 6th. So down, up, over 5, and then down. Okay, so go ahead and pick your colors. Today I'm going to be using, for my border, I've made up a bunch of, I'm going to be using jet black. But I've made up, I don't know, 20 or 22 of these cylindrical jet black, and put a nice little bead on it. And I'm going to alternate it every other one. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Just get some bands out. Okay. Now we're going to start right here and go to the left, and then go out. And then go to the right, and then go up. Let me untwist this band. Okay, and then I'm going to go every other one. Oops, just dropped it. Every other one will be a beaded band. You don't have to bead anything that you don't feel like it. And it will turn out just fine. Okay, so every other one will have a bead on it. So I will probably go ahead and go off camera and let you finish your border all the way up. And you're going to go the full 2 loom length, and you'll bring it in. You'll bring it in, go to the top, and you'll bring it in, and then go over to the center, and then come up here over, and then to the center. Okay, I'll show you mine when I get done with this part, so go ahead and finish that. So now that we have the border all the way finished, we're going to move on to the next step, and I think, which is going to be the silver right here. And I think that I was going to do it in the gold. I think it's a Persian gold, I believe. But I think I'm going to opt to do my black sweets right in this spot. Okay, so what we're going to do first, and I believe, hold on, let me check one other thing. Okay. We're going to go from this right hand side, do a long stretch, and then we're going to go up. Okay? And then we're going to do a long stretch, go up, long stretch, go up, and we're just going to do this all the way up the loom, just like so. Okay? Not hard, fairly simple. Do the same thing over here. You're going to go up, or to the side first, then up, long stretch, then up, just like so, okay? Just like that, okay? So if you could do that the rest of the way up the loom, that'd be awesome. And I will meet you back here with the next step. Once we get that part done, I'll show you what it looks like. So you came up to here, and then you didn't have another long stretch to do over here, so you brought a small stretch there, and then what you're going to do is just go one up just to complete it. Okay, same thing over here. Went to there, and you don't have another long stretch there, so you had to go to a small stretch and then one up to finish it. Okay, hopefully you got that. Next part, I believe I'm going to try to do in purple. This is the, it feels like a jelly, but it's opaque. I don't know why they didn't choose to make that a jelly, but whatever. It's the darker purple. I just love purple. So that's what I'm choosing to use, and that's going to be in this area where this black is. Okay, that's what I'm going to use, and I may alternate and use. See, in here I did the cylindric jet black, and I also did the black opaque. I'm not sure if I should do it all opaque or not. I think I will just do it all opaque. I've not done it like that before, so we'll do that. But what we're going to do is we're going to start off right here on this peg, and we're going to go to the left, and then just do this the entire way up the loom. Okay, all the way, just like that, till you get to the end. You're going to do the same over here. Come in, go out, in, and go ahead and finish that up. And then we'll do the other side. Okay? So I'm going to go and also cross over. Go from there, and it'll make the X. Now, I don't know, this is just how I did it. I did this zigzag all the way up and came back and then crossed over and doing it the opposite direction. I don't know if you could have just done it, made X's all the way up or not, but this is just the way that I'm doing it. So, anyhow, same over here. To the left, to the right, left, right. So go ahead and finish that the rest of the way up. Got all those done. Now the next part we're going to lay is what I have here in the octopus bands and the white glitter. But I'm going to be using down the center. I'm going to use the Persian lime green, and then I am going to use. Maybe I should have done this differently. The gold. Maybe I should have put the gold. Hold on. Let me think about this for a second. Because I don't know if gold on gold, well, it's green, but would look right, or if it's just too much gold all in one spot. Let me just see what it was going to look like on my finger. Let me just check this first. I may switch it and not use that gold altogether. It might be too much gold to have gold on the side of all the gold. So I think I'm gonna scrap using the gold. I think what I'm going to do is the Persian green down the center, and then I'm probably going to use just black. I'll probably use black to go right beside, and you know what, I'm going to, well, it's kind of hard because with these purple ones, I'd love to try an LE band, but the problem is it's going to have to span from there to there, and I'm not sure if it'll, and then it's got to be able to go back to itself. So I don't think an LE band's going to work right there. So what I might do, I might either use the opaque or I may go and continue on. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use these because I think it was really hard to get these bands straight because they're so small. So I think I'm going to continue on with the help me out here with my wording with the black sweets. That's what I'm probably going to do. So anyhow, now that I got that established, sorry, I guess I could have done that off camera. But you're right along with me. Okay, so what we're going to do is the part that is the glitter white down the center, and we're going to go from the center peg to the left, center peg to the right. Okay, and we're making a diamond, and then we're going to go connect it to make a diamond shape. Okay, just like that. And then, and I guess I said I was going to go with the glitter or the black sweets. I'm probably going to have to grab some more of them because I'm almost out. Is we're going to go from the center peg and span it all the way up. Okay, just like that. Okay. And then once you do that, you're going to come back with your green again, or whatever color you choose to do, and go span it over to either side. I just make sure all my bands are down. Okay? And then once you do that, you've got to complete the diamond. Okay, so now that we've put the green going both of those ways, you want to complete a diamond. So whenever you do the small stretches, then you want to complete the diamond, if that makes any sense. Diamond, and then we'll go from here, or from here, because we're going to go, every peg will have the long stretch, so I'm going to go there to there, there to there. That is a long stretch, okay? And then we want to do a short stretch, which will be from here to there to connect with that black. And the same on this side, okay? And then we want to complete the diamond because we had already done the small stretch. Okay? And then you're going to go do the black again and go up on both sides. Okay? And now you're going to do the small stretch to connect over to the black on both sides. And then you want to complete the diamond. Oh, my bands are sticking together. There. Okay? At that point, you do the same thing. Since you stopped here with the black stretch, you want to take this one and bring it to there on each side. And then you're going to do a small stretch to connect with that end of that black one. So you're going to go to the left, to the right. Oops. I went a little too, I need to lift that up. It has to stay in the proper order. Make sure that green is on top of the black. Okay, and then I want to complete the diamond. And then it starts all over again. I'm going to go from here all the way up, and then I'm going to let you finish. So after you do the long V in the black, you're going to connect it to the top of that V, okay? And at that point, you finish out the diamond, okay? And then you start back with the black. So finish that all the way down the loom. If you need to rewind, that's what it's there for. So I will show you the next step. I think what it is we need some cap bands on, and I'll show you where, and then we will get started with the looming. So this is what your loom should look like. I'm going to hold this up and kind of show you how it ends at the top. Ends with this green band going to the right and to the left. I thought there was something under here that was part of a band. It's catching. Okay, anyhow, so now what we need to do is, I guess, go ahead and turn your loom around. Okay, and then we need some cat bands. So I'm going to use my the color. Let's see, should I use the color? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to put 2 cat bands right here, one here and one here, and it's going to be my border color. I'll do a triple cat band. And then we are going to need, and I'll go ahead and use it in my green. We'll need a cat band for each 3 of these. I'll do a triple. Hopefully you know how to do a cat band and you're not new to it. Okay. And then what I'm going to need is a, let me see if I've got to have one for that. Okay, everywhere that there is these black arrows going towards the centers, which is going to be, I believe it's every one except for this one. We'll need a cat band on it going all the way down, okay? So this one's the only one that doesn't have a black band going towards it. So go ahead and get your black band. I'm going to just use opaque just because you're not really going to see this part. And I'm going to do a triple cat band in the center, but you can use the whatever color you decide to use is a good one. But you, since I have black sweets, it won't be that big of a deal because this is opaque. It's still the black. Oops. Oops. 1, 2, 3, and you're going to do that all the way down the loom. So I'll meet you now that I have all of the cat bands put on all the way up. I'm going to start the looming. So we're going to go in through this cat band, and you're going to grab that top band and bring it back to the center, and go in through this one and bring it to the center. Okay, now we're going to go in through this black band, cat band, grab it carefully so it doesn't pop off, and bring it down. I'm going to push my bands down. And that one will get brought down. Okay. And now, what we're going to do is go in through this center one, and grab the one that goes to the left, go back in, grab the one that goes to the right. Okay, now we're going to go back into the second peg, do the small stretch to the center. Oops. And now we're going to go in through this one and bring it down. Okay. And then we're going to go into the second peg, grab that top band, bring it to the left. It does get really tight, just so you know. And then I guess what's next is we are going to go in through this. I brought those down. Really is no reason why I would be confused. We're going to go in through this cat band and bring it to the center. After we do that, we go into the black one up above, bring it down. Okay, now we're going to go back into this one and grab the one that goes to the left. Now be real careful. You might want to just be real careful because these are tight. This is all going to be tight right there. Okay, and at that point, we've already brought it that way. Okay, so now we're going to go back into this one, bring it to the center. And then we're going to go up here. Grab that black one and bring it down. Okay, and then I'm going to go into here, go towards the left, go towards the right. Okay, and then let me make sure I've got that right. So it's whatever band is on top, and these green bands are on top, so that's how I know to go to the left. So we're going to go here, bring it to the center, bring it to the center, and make sure this is in the right order. Okay, and now since this black band is what's next, because it's on top of these green ones, we're going to go in through that cap band and bring it down. Okay, then the next one is you're going to bring this to the left, to the right. Okay, be really gentle when you pull these ones because all this is, see how tight that is? I mean, it's tight. So I hate for your bands to snap. Okay, go back out. The last time I'm going to show you, from the left to the center, the right to the center, go up to the next peg, grab that black and bring it down. I push my bands down along the way, just makes it easier. And then we'll go back into here and grab those that go to the left and to the right. Really tight now, really super tight. You know what works well are the glitters. It really works well. I'm not 100% sure, since I'm using all thick bands, I don't know, opaque will probably be fine, but I definitely would not use LE. I just think it's too tight of a design for the center. So I just wouldn't even attempt it. I guess I should have said at the beginning, but not a good choice for the because this is so tight. Okay. So I'm going to let you finish the rest of the way up the loom, and then I guess we'll be working on these purple bands. I've got it all done. Somehow when I was laying these bands, I got a little confused and either skipped a band or did something, so I was trying to fix it off camera. I'm not 100% sure if I did it because I was partially looped up. But as you can see here, you can see the way these are all looped and how both these bands are catching to go onto the center here. Well, let me find out right here. I don't know. See how this looks here and how there's a band going to here and one to here. I may have made a boo-boo, but that isn't anything that you'll make a boo-boo on. I think it was just the way that I laid them when I was off camera. So we're just going to see how this thing turns out. So if I do have, I don't want to redo it all, but if there's a boo-boo in there, that's why. Because I was not paying attention when I was laying the bands good enough. Okay, so remember, this is super tight through here. When you were pulling them through, just, oh my gosh, you have to pull them out slowly so they don't snap. Okay, we're going to work on these purple bands next. We'll see what happens with this when I take it off the loom, but yours should be fine. My mistake. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go in through this cap band, and I'm going to grab that purple band that's on top. And I'm going to do just like I laid them. I'm going to go from there to there, go back in here, grab the one. And we're going to do the zigzag pattern first all the way up on both sides. Well, can't see what I'm doing. Okay, so we're going to do that all the way up, and I'm going to let you finish that part. We'll do the same thing on this side. You go in and through this one, get that top band, bring it to the right. Oh my gosh, fuzzies everywhere. And then you'll go back into here and get that band. Okay, and you just do like this all the way up the loom. Okay, so we did that. Now we're going to go and we're going to loop this one part a little bit different than we did going up this zigzag. We're going to grab the bands from these two rows, and they're always going to go, or like here, they're always going to go to this band. So this one to that one, that one to that one, that one to that one, that one to that one. Okay, so here we go. You're going to go in and grab this purple band and bring it over. Okay, then we're going to go in this next one up here, grab that purple band and bring it down. Let me see what I'm doing here. Okay, then we're going to go, hold on a second. Hold on, my band's got a little messed up. Let me get them in the right order. Okay. Okay, so from there to there, and now we're going to go in and get this top band. That's what I did. I grabbed the bottom one and bring it down. Go back into this band. Go to the right. Okay, go into this one. Get that top band, that top purple, and bring it down. Go back in and bring it over. So they're all going to meet here. See these points? That's how it's going to be doing. Always from here to the there and there to there. It should end all on this second to the last pin bar. The same over here. You're going to go in on this side, grab that, go through all those bands, and I'm going to try to grab that purple if I can get a hold of it. Oh my gosh. The bands are so thin that that's why I like the dual layer, because I can get a hold of them a little better. Well, geez. I think I got it. Okay. Now we went from here to the left. And then we're going to bring them all to where they're connecting onto this, this side. You're going to grab that top band, that top purple, bring it down. Okay. Go back in and grab the other purple, bring it over, go the next one up, get the top band. Do I have the right one? Hold on, let me make sure I got the right one. For some reason it doesn't seem like I'm picking up the right one. Okay, grab this band, bring it down. That one, bring it over. Going through here. Top purple, bring it down, bring it over. Top purple. Well, let me see. Top purple, bring it down, and then go back in here and take it over. So you're going to do that all the way up the loom. Okay, so now that I'm finished with that part, what I'm here to do is the black sweets that I have on the edge. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in through this cap band and we're going to grab that top band, bring it forward. Okay, I'm going to make sure it's all in the right order. And then I'm going to go in through this band and bring it down to the right. Okay. Hopefully you can see that. The next one, I'm going to bring it forward. And then I'm going to go in here, and that long stretch that's going here, instead of bringing it back down to itself, we're going to bring it over to the right. So we'll go in, grab that band. Instead of doing this, we're going to do this. Okay? Very simple. all the way up, straight up, go in and grab that long stretch, bring it to the side, just like that. Go in, go up, go back in, grab that long stretch. Instead of doing this, we're going straight over. One more time. Well, just like that. Very simple. Go on this side. Hopefully you can see it with my black table, and maybe I should zoom in a bit, just a smidge. Go in here, grab that band that goes forward, just like that. Go in here and grab that small stretch and bring it down to the left. Go back in, go straight up, go into that cap or that band, and instead of bringing this down, we're going to bring it over, just like that. So go in here, go up, go in and grab that long stretch and bring it straight over, just like that. Straight up, straight over. One more, straight up, and straight over. So, okay, so finish that part, and then all we'll have left is the border, and then we can take this bad boy off the loom. Woohoo! Okay, so clearly we are done with that part, and now all that's left is the border, which is super simple. You go in through this center peg, grab the band that goes to the left, and then go in that band and get the next one that goes to the left, and go in that band and bring it all the way to the outer edge. Do the same thing over here, to the right, to the right, to the outer edge. And now we're just going to bring the outer edge all the way up. Oops. Well, what I'm doing over here, straight all the way up on both sides, and we'll meet up in the center at the top. Then we'll take it off. Okay, I finished it, came up the side, over and to the middle, and the same thing over here. Oops, all the way up here to the center. Now I'm going to take a band and go down through the center and put it on my hook and bring it through, just like that. And as I always am in or unprepared, I'm going to grab my C-clip and go ahead and put it on at this point. Okay, and I'm going to leave it on the hook just like that. Now, it looks like everything's looped up. I'm really hoping, I think where my boo-boo was, I hope it's going to be okay and look the same as the rest of it. It will not, should not affect yours, because if I went off camera and laid the band, so that would be all on me. Okay, at this point we're going to take it off the loom, and do not pull off, obviously, with your fingers. Always use your hook. You don't want any stress to be able to snap your bands. And this is the easiest way. And you have to be careful doing this too, especially if you use an LE, because sometimes I've had LE bands snap on me as I'm taking it off. So just be really careful. Okay? And especially down the center, these have a lot on there. So you just need to be extremely careful when you take this off, because you see how tight it is. Okay. So you can go and take off each single one, or you can do this whole row and that whole row and then start taking off the centers, however you want to do it. So I'm going to leave that one up to you. I'm going to just go ahead and grab the first few off singly like that. I think that's the way I'm going to go, because at least till I get a grip on it. especially the center. See all them bands that are on there? Okay, so once I get a grip on it, it's just easier to pull up and make sure I'm getting all the bands, but still be real careful. Okay, so I'm going to go and take this off the loom. I'll be back to show you what mine looks like. Got mine off the loom, and I just like to go through it and really give it a good stretch to get those bands in the proper order, how I like them, and stretch it real good. Now, minus the cat here, I have a ton of bands I want to clean up. These are beautiful colors. But obviously I don't like the way these are setting. And a lot of these bands are twisted, and that's my pet peeve. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to fix them. Just go in, pick it up, twist it until it lays on the side that you want it to lay on. Well, I'm probably going to have to bring it that way, twist it. Okay, so say like this one. I'm going to grab it. I'm not going to pull it out. I'm just going to twist it. Grab and get this side, twist it until it pops into place. I may have to do it a couple times, or especially with this side. And I think you can pull it to get it back into its shape. This side is not wanting to cooperate with me. Sometimes because this is so tight, this actually is such a tight design down the center. I got it. Okay, see, I'm wanting the gold to show. So I'm going to spend some time, and I'm not going to accept how it came off the loom. I'm going to try to clean it up a bit and get all my bands untwisted as best I can. I know I can't be perfect all the time. Nobody can, but I like to at least come close to all my bands being as straight as possible. So I'm going to go through and fix those. And the same with these, the black sweets that are going through there. See how those are all twisted? Why, my fingernails are a mess. Anyhow, I'm going to go through and I'm going to try to straighten those out to where the sweets are showing. And I believe if I hold it this way and grab and twist, they'll all pop into place. See? Grab it, twist. Grab it, twist. This one may give me a little hard time. I may have to twist the other direction, but we're going to give it one more shot. There. So I'm wanting to fix those to lay like that, okay, on both sides. And obviously anything that's twisted here, and I see a ton of them. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to do all this off camera, but I'll show you on the sides. I'm going to take this bead and put it with, not using my nails, just using my finger, just putting it in the center of the band so that it kind of lays more flat instead of all goofed up like that. See? And you just have to mess around to see how you like it to lay. But I definitely don't like that, so I'm going to try to slide these down the way to get them to lay like that instead of like that, okay? So I'm going to go through and I'm going to fix all my bands, and then I will come back on and show you what it looks like. See, this side is kind of cool too, but if I didn't have the beads. But you get the gist of how this green is supposed to lay over here on this side. Right here. Where did I put it? I started fixing them on this side. So I'm going to go through, finish this up, show you what mine looks like. Just don't accept how it comes off the loom. There's so much better that it can be if you just take some TLC out for your bracelet that you spent an incredibly long time and time trying to create, and get it to the way you want it. Okay, make it look gorgeous. Okay, so I'm going to go through and I will be right back, show you what mine looks like, and then show you the charm that I want to put down in the center. Okay, got it. Oops, my drink's out the way. Had a nice good lunch my husband brought me. Okay, this is how I want it to lay, and I went ahead and put my charm on, and it's a bumblebee. Isn't he cute? He's so cute. Anyhow, but that's how I wanted it. Seems like everything turned out just right as far as where I thought I made the boo-boo. But anyhow, I think it's just absolutely gorgeous. And I got these beads as a gift from my lovely friend Nix Haley 22. And I got this charm at Kmart for like $2. So it was pretty awesome. Actually, it's not a charm, it's a brooch. So, pretty awesome. I can take it off, change it, do whatever I want with it. So this is the Stone Pathway bracelet, both of my renditions, and I love both of them very, very, very much. And I hope you enjoyed doing it. Just remember that this area here in the center is extremely tight, so when you go to loop them back, when you go to loop these center bands back to one another, just make sure you're using really good quality bands, and also don't pull on it so fast that it I thought there was a band that was broken. It's just twisted just a smidge. Just make sure that when you pull it out to go loop it way up to the corner, because it's a fairly long stretch, just make sure that you pull it out slowly. That way you don't snap any bands, because I can just see if you just go just like that, it's just gonna snap. So just make sure that you real carefully loop it back. Otherwise, it's not too bad of a thick design. It's not, I mean, I've made worse. It's worse, you know what I mean? Thicker, but it is just super tight in the center, and it just makes it substantial. So anyhow, I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. And if you do, please tag and hashtag your renditions to Artisan Loom and to the Stone Pathway, hashtag Stone Pathway Bracelet, so I can see all your lovely renditions. And also, wow, my cat is getting into my beads. If he drops them, someone is going to pay the price. Anyhow, also I have, and I'm sure you all know, I did create a Facebook page called Artisan Loom Bead Queen, and if you could give me a like on that page. Cat lightning is chewing my phone. Oh, whoa, almost lost it. You want to say hi? Want to say hi? Want to say hi? Hello. Okay, so anyhow, get off the table. Enjoy. I hope you make one, and take care now. Bye.